Howdy, folks. Widget Walls from NeatCoffee.com here. It's back again for another Wayhomer. Because there's lots of stuff to see. It's summer. And here's how this works for the uninitiated. I just left the cinema, which is past those vehicles. And I've seen a film, and I'm going to tell you about it on my way home. And I do that because it just saves time. And today we're here to talk about Cowboys and Aliens. Okay, so, Cowboys and Aliens. What can we say? Well, synopsis. Cowboy wakes up in the desert. No idea. Doesn't remember who he was, whatever. What the hell happened to him? Why he's injured. And why he's got this crazy looking metal manacle thing on his wrist. No idea. But apparently a lot of other people seem to know who he is, even if he does not. So, goes into town, hijinks ensue, and beyond just hijinks, aliens ensue. That's right, hence the title, Cowboys and Aliens. And so the aliens apparently, and this is all in the trailer, I'm not giving anything away, the aliens apparently are plucking people off the face of the earth and running away with them and doing who knows what. Decorating their houses. We don't know at this point in the film. And so the townspeople, along with Daniel Craig, who's playing the amnesiac cowboy with the cannon on his wrist. This is in the trailer again, we've seen it. Ride off to figure out what the hell is happening. There's your synopsis. Now, as I have said, pretty much when you are approaching it's a comic book film, by the way. Again, it's one of those that most people don't know that. But if you look at a film called Cowboys and Aliens, it's an expectation thing like we've talked about many times. So for the most part, your expectations are that you want cowboys and you want aliens and you want them to fight, right? And as long as you get that, you're going to be satisfied. For the most part, when faced with that particular formula, plot, characters, you just want cowboys and aliens, right? Again, it's the Starship Troopers effect. You watch the trailer for Starship Troopers, that thing promises you bugs and guns, and it delivered bugs and guns. Now this is even more blatant in its going Cowboys and Aliens, it's in the freaking title. So, as long as it delivers on that, I can't get terribly upset with it about much anything else, because it didn't promise anything else. Now, you can say that goes only so far when you consider that it is Jon Favreau who's directing it, who did Iron Man, which kicked ass. And he did, he's brought in Daniel Craig and Harrison Ford to be his stars, along with a cast of great character actors, including Sam Rockwell, who should be in every film by law. Now, so that all being said, again, we still go back to Cowboys and Aliens. So, here's the obvious question. Does it give you those things? Yes, it does. So therefore, it's automatically a win for the film because it delivers that. Sci-fi western thing does it well. Daniel Craig plays the quiet, brooding badass well. Whether he's wearing a tux or a cowboy hat, whatever, just give him something to punch and look cool while he's doing it. Awesome. Harrison Ford gets to be angry. He's one of my favorite angry face actors. When Harrison Ford gets angry, you know how his entire face just kind of scrunches up and he looks like he could punch you with his face, right? So that's Harrison Ford. He's doing it well. Olivia Wilde is in it. It's quite good. The townspeople, all good. Clancy Brown. It's always funny to go, the Corgan is playing a preacher. My, how times change. So, I mean, you got great cast, you got great effects, and you got a lot of stuff going for the film. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it. It's a nice popcorn summer movie blockbuster thing, right? I think if I had a disappointment, since I've already said I can't really be disappointed because it delivered on the promise, but if there was anything, it would be that the second half of the film gets a bit muddled. And the reason I say that is because I'm going to be very careful about how I phrase this so I don't give anything away. But there's two major things. First of all, there's a final battle. This is not a spoiler. There's going to be a final battle in a movie like this. You know that, right? So, you've set up the fact that you have badasses, specifically Harrison Ford, who's painted, at least, as a military badass, and they fight the final battle in a way that really makes no sense. Unless you're a Native American, because you watch They're the Smart Ones, right? But the problem is, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. The battle, you look at that and you go, even I would know how to fight that battle better than the people involved. So I have that little issue. Also, the chronology of certain things make no sense. And I can't really delve into that without giving stuff away. But let's just put it this way. You don't wander around when there's still stuff to do. Okay? You can wander around after the stuff is done, or you realize that the stuff cannot get done, shall we say. But otherwise, you just don't wander about. It just didn't make a lot of sense to me. And it just feels like it's a 2-hour film, and it felt like it was getting a bit long. I mean, I appreciate that we are in a Western, and we do need the prerequisite amount of people riding on horseback, and we do need the prerequisite setting up of characters and fathers and sons and grandfathers and stuff. But at a certain point, it's like, can we just keep moving with things? And I think if you look at something like Iron Man, the thing about Iron Man that worked was that it kept moving. You felt like you were being propelled forward through the film, and it worked as far as pacing went. This felt a little slow in the second half, and I would have liked it to be tightened up a little bit or something. Now, what they're up against, I will say this, pretty badass. So I'm not altogether unhappy with the film. I just wish they'd tighten it up a bit. Now, should you see it? Yes, you should. I would say catch a matinee, as always, just to save a few bucks, because that's important. But is it worth seeing on the big screen? Yeah, I think it's worth seeing on the big screen. Daniel Craig is always fun, and it's good to see Harrison Ford in a good movie again. And I think if Harrison Ford can play some more roles like this, Rob was talking about this on the podcast on Weekend Justice the other night, if Harrison Ford can do some more stuff like this, he'll be set till the end of his days. Because, he's Harrison Ford, for God's sake. So, no, that's good. It's a short review. There's not much to talk about because it's just Cowboys and aliens. I mean, what do you want me to say? There were both. So, as far as cup-wise, I think I'm going to go with 3 out of 5. It slightly exceeded expectations. It delivered on its promise. It did a little bit more than that. I felt it could have done a little bit more than that. It could have exceeded. It could have been a really stellar summer blockbuster flick, but it was enjoyable. It was solid, and there's not a lot of holes you can poke in it. So, and it'll make money. I just hope to God it makes more money than Smurfs. You should hope as well. Anyway, yeah, I think that's it. I don't think I'm missing anything. I'll say thanks for watching these things. If you appreciate them, if they entertain you in some way, if you can share them on Facebook, StumbleUpon, Google+, any of the 15,000 social networks that exist, that would be great, because it helps get the word out about stuff. And of course, you can always leave your comments. What did you think about the film? On the comments on the site, or on YouTube if you're watching it on YouTube. Either way, we're equal opportunity comment reading people. So, until next time, I will say bye.